Hi friends! Welcome to my third haul video. This is my third thrift haul video, and yes, I did do multiple takes of that song. This is actually a video from the Goodwill bins. I did 2 Goodwill bins trips last Thursday and this Thursday, and I'm going to quickly bring you through everything I found on those trips. Let's go! Now the bins still aren't rotating out items that much, so I'm not finding as much, so the fact that I found anything is amazing. So I'm going to start with last week. First thing I got was this kind of 70s homemade, kind of Victorian, slightly inspired maxi dress. I almost didn't pick this up if it wasn't, pandemic. I might not have, but I'm glad I did. It's got a little bit of puff in the sleeve. It's got the gathered cuff. It's probably small or medium. It ties in the back, like this kind of embroidered polka dot thing going on. I don't always pick up homemade stuff. I mean, sometimes homemade stuff can be great because they can use like fabulous fabrics, like bolder kind of prints you'll find in the 70s, but sometimes it's not as well made. But this is well made. All the seams are super tight. Zipper's great. Next, I got this amazing 90s kind of sheer shirt. It's missing all the buttons, but buttons are easy to put on. I just have to get buttons, which I've not been rushing out to do, but it's just like this kind of club kid rave. Would look great with just like a black tank top or bra, if that's your style. Print. So, need to get some buttons, but buttons are easy. The next item I got is this new item. I've been trying to buy slightly more new fashion to put in my Mercari store just to make use of my time since it's hard to thrift. So I got these Kendall and Kylie overalls. This is the Kendall and Kylie, which is just the PacSun collaboration. It's not as high-end. The Kendall plus Kylie is the more designer label that goes for a lot more money, but Kendall and Kylie, it's still super searchable, which makes it a good sell. And it's also overalls, which are very popular. Next I have this kind of semi-sheer striped, probably late 70s, early 80s blouse. You can see a little bit of sheerness, a little pinstripe. It's not something I would normally pick up because my rule of thumb is I try not to pick up anything I couldn't get at least $30 for because I just feel like it's not worth my time to photograph and list and store, unless it's something I'm like, oh, that'll sell right away for sure. Or if it's something I can wear, read, or use, I might get it. Or if I'm desperate, like there's a global pandemic. So I did get this sheer top. I knew it's got a little puff in the sleeve. I knew it was something I could style really well in the photos, and it worked. It already sold. I have to sell it today. It's not a huge, I think I sold it for $25 plus shipping, so not something I made a huge profit off of, but it was probably like 20 cents. So great, quick sell. Next I found this cute little nightgown, vintage 60s nightgown. I like that it's cotton and not the kind of synthetic, kind of faux silky material. It's got a little bow. It's got cool kind of pleated detail in the back. It is a designer piece. It's by Joseph Magnin, and some of his stuff goes for a lot. He's the kind of designer, though, he doesn't sell necessarily because he's super popular and collectible. He sells because he made some really cool sought-after things. So some of his items, people price way too high, but if it's not a cool style, it's not going to sell. People aren't necessarily, it's not like Versace or something where somebody's going to buy an ugly-ass piece. And his lingerie isn't as popular, but here it is. It's been getting a decent amount of hits. I think I have it for around 30. It's a small. I'm pretty confident nightwear and loungewear sells pretty consistently. The next one I have is just super cute. It is another vintage nightgown. There's a bunch. I only picked up these 2. Some of the ones were either not as interesting or not as in a great shape. This one's got kind of like a Grecian feel. It's got some braiding. It's 2 layers. It's got one tiny hole in the armpit, but it's super tiny on the seam. The brand is Van Ralts. Hi. I think it is beautiful, and it's been getting a lot of hits and favorites, and it's already in a couple people's carts on Etsy, so I expect that to sell soon. Next, I got just a classic staple, Pearl Snap, the Texas in me, has to pick up a Pearl Snap. There was actually 2 of these, and I regret not picking up the other one. The other one had a little ringer on the collar, but I might have been able to get it out, because this one looked, after I washed it, looked extra fresh. It's a men's medium, I believe. Men's stuff hasn't been selling as fast as it used to, though, so fingers crossed. Next, I have this bucket hat. Bucket hat, super in right now. This one's high quality. It's Scala, which is the hat brand that's been, I don't even know how long they've been around. And it's got the drawstring, so you can tighten it. It's got a little Scala logo here. Just a beach bucket hat. The next item I bought is red velvet pearl hat. Could not buy this. Don't think I'm going to sell it because it's just not worth that much, even though it is hella cool. Next, I have this woven hat. It's made in Mexico. It's straw. It's got a loose weave, so it's a little bit cooler in the summertime, and a little strap that's leather adjustable. So I have this up in my store, I think for $35. Okay, last thing I got that day was another book. I don't normally buy a lot of books, but I just keep finding them. So here it is. It's a illustrated, abridged copy of Little Women. Really great illustrations in here. Just had to buy it. It's a great book. I love Little Women. That's all. Why are we fighting? The last item I actually picked up was this turkey print shirt. This had a stain on it, which is a shame because they've sold a similar style with all buffaloes for like $35 before. But it had a stain like right here, so I'm like, you know what, I love turkeys. I could have a whole business just like cropping cool men's shirts, but just not good at sewing. Don't like it. So this is just mine now. It's, try to see, it's just kind of the short summer top. I'll wear it for a bit, and then if it gets ratty, back to Goodwill it goes. Now it's time for my second Goodwill bins trip. This was yesterday. It was not as fruitful. There was a lot of waiting around. I went in and found a couple things, and they had to kick everyone out. And then it was like, I waited like an hour, although they did give numbers, so I didn't have to wait. You could wait in your car or just somewhere outside. And then they let us back in, and then they started to take the bins away right away, which luckily I had gone through most of them pretty quickly, but I didn't understand. I wasn't sure if they were going to kick us out and then let us back in again or what. It was taking too long, and I didn't want to be there. So anyway, I still got some stuff. First, I got this linen top. It's Cherokee. Linen's just kind of timeless. It's like minimalist style. Although, I feel like linen is in, so more people are listing it, so it isn't selling as fast, but it's a medium. That's all I have to say about it. I layered. Okay, and underneath it, I have the next item, which is this 1960s beaded top. It's got some beads down here, sequins, a little cropped. The only problem is it is kind of coming out of the seam a little bit, but it's not something you see while wearing. This is an item sometimes I pick these up and sometimes I don't. These used to sell, maybe 10 years ago, the beaded sequin items sold like that. Not as much anymore, but they do sell eventually. Just not as a huge profit. But it's pandemic, so I got it. And it is in great shape, all the beading-wise and sequin-wise. It's a pretty pink. It's 100% wool, made in Hong Kong. Next, I almost didn't get this, but since I was having such bad luck that day, I got this denim vest by County Seat, classic mall brand, County Seat. And I'm glad I got this because Flicks and Pictures went to list it, searched my Etsy, County Seat. I had listed this exact same vest probably like 7 years ago. It was a lighter blue color, but it was like the same one pocket detail, so listed it like that because I already had all the details with research. I just had to change the measurements. I think it was the same size. Jean vests are great, but there's so many of them out there. They just don't sell super fast. But sometimes you get lucky. This isn't the Next Plus. Oh my God, there were so many ugly 80s blouses. Not even ugly, just basic, nothing special. Why would you buy me? I've got shoulder pads. This one I got because I like the pattern. I also had such success with that other blue one photographing. I'm like, oh, okay, I could style this. I'll do a close-up because you can't really see it. Kind of an ornate blue, green, peachy color. It didn't style quite as well as I thought it would. Next there are some stains on this one, but am almost positive I can get it out because it was mostly surface dirt that I wiped off. It's this Grass Valley, California vintage kids t-shirt. This next shirt I almost didn't get either, but I did. I don't love there's just so many of these like 90s blouses. But the print is so cute. It's got like this like safari print with fans and binoculars and zebra print. It's also an extra large and I hadn't found a variety of sizes, so I picked it up. I think it's one of those shirts that it just looks better styled and it's not my size, so I can't style it as well. I got this shirt mostly for me or to just like, I was like, oh, maybe I'll sell it on Mercari. It's really cute. I don't get it though. It's open. It's got this tie, but the tag is on this side. So this is the back. So this is the front, but this cut doesn't seem like the front. The next item, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell or not. It's cool because it's Velvet Burnout, which is kind of like the Stevie Nicks kind of late 90s velvet cutout type, but it's just those kimono tops with the fringe. So they've just reproduced those so much in the past 5 years. So we'll see. I probably will put it up just because I'm desperate for inventory. The next item I found was a new item that I put up in Mercari. It's this kimono wrap top, and it's by a brand called Love Stitch, which is a boutique brand. It is new with tags, and it does say each item is unique, each garment, and that variances may occur. So that's kind of cool. It's definitely great for summer. We'll see. It retails for $65. The last thing I picked up was this Liddle Kiddles doll. Liddle Kiddles are these dolls in the 60s. There were so many of them. I've actually sold them before, so I picked it up because I knew they were worth money. The amount of money they're worth varies depending on both the condition and the rarity. So I have not identified her yet. So she'll probably at least go for $20, but maybe if she's more rare, $65. That is all. Here's my big old pile of stuff. I'm going to go finish listing it, and thanks for watching. I'm going to put another one of these up next week. Bye.